So for those of you that don't know what is going on, this is breaking news. Russel Brand is being brutally exposed today via The Times, The Guardian, and several other articles for some shocking, very shocking allegations. Hey guys, it's Murad Murali. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Back at it again with another video. If you have not subscribed, guys, click that button. It is daily and consistent content coming to you from New York. Subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. And let's get straight into this video where we have a lot going on, and I'm going to break down this article from The Times that I'm reading. It is also in The Guardian. It is by just so many, articles out there who are discussing all of this, and it is absolutely shocking what he's being accused of. I just really have no words. Russel Brand has been accused of R-word, of also harming 4 women over the course of 7 years, and one was 16 years old, allegedly called the child. According to a bombshell report, the British actor and comedian has denied prior to his release. According to the paper's report, one of the women said Brand entered into a relationship with her whilst he was 31 and she was still a 16-year-old schoolgirl. She reportedly said he referred to her as the child during an alleged emotionally abusive and controlling 3-month relationship, and that Brand once forced his XYZ down her XYZ, making her, choke. Another woman alleged Brand R-worded her in his LA home. The Sunday Times reported, adding that she received treatment at a center the same day. The paper said she messaged him to say she had been scarred by him and felt taken advantage of. A third woman said Brand, did stuff to her while she worked with him in LA, and that he threatened to take legal action if she told anybody. The paper said several others had accused Brand of some form of physical, emotional harm, and even some of intimacy harm as well, adding that those who had come forward did not know each other and mostly chose to remain anonymous. The paper also reported that the woman who said she met Brand when age 16, whom gave the pseudonym Alice, contacted Brand's former agency in 2020 to alert them to his behavior as she was seeking an apology. She said she was promised a response when he returned from a wellness treat, however that did not come about. Sources also told the investigating journalist that Brand displayed concerning behavior on several occasions during his time at the BBC, including one incident described as an alarming display of aggression as well. It was also quoted Alice, who went on to work for Channel 4, as saying concerns were raised when it was proposed Brand would host a show. The solution that was offered was that we would take the female staff off the crew. That's clearly not a solution. Brand had already moved to deny what he called very serious criminal allegations in a video that he's posted on his YouTube channel, which has accumulated nearly 500,000 views, where he is denying everybody and saying that an agenda is coming for him. He issued a complete denial of all allegations and said that everything was consensual and that these are just a litany of extremely aggressive attacks. Now, during that time of being promiscuous, he said that everything was consensual. Channel 4 said it was appalled to learn of these deeply troubling allegations, and they're now coming out with a documentary in regards to it. Now, I feel like Channel 4 discussing this as a documentary, they're kind of trying to save their asses, saying that we don't know XYZ, why, he worked for you guys for a very long time, and then, there was a lot of issues with the crew, The Guardian is saying, so clearly, something must have gone on. So a lot of these women have come forth and have discussed this vehemently, and it is very scary what, The Times has basically expressed in detail, with that one of these girls, basically said that the 16-year-old, that she was being groomed by him. Now, Brand has been very open about his addiction to sex, so therefore it's not so far-fetched for somebody to have an addiction to sex and then end up harming people in that manner, especially those who are young, and that he would keep them in his house, he would lock the door, he would force them to do stuff, and he'd kind of beat them up, he would groom this 16-year-old. The mother would try to come to the house to stop, but she would not listen as a young child, and as she's gotten older, she felt like she was groomed. As we've discussed, when it comes to Philip Schofield, there are a lot of men who have wealth and power and exert it to harm people, and they won't go for somebody to their age mates, they will go for young boys or girls who are harmless, homeless, or can't do much to defend themselves. And there are a lot of these women who've come forth about him saying that this is some kind of agenda or attack. I don't believe. Multiple women have come forth in regards to this story, and these allegations are absolutely shocking, guys. So shocking, we would be here all day if I would sat here and discuss this. Like, it's absolutely insane what this man has been accused of. Like, there are so many stories of so much harm that he's done, especially to this young girl who's 16. He would send cars to her schools to take him out of lessons, to take her out of lessons, sorry. I have no words for how awful this has become. I remember wearing a red wiggle dress and big platform shoes, and I had my hair blown out and was wearing makeup, Alice now remembers. But I didn't look like a woman by any means. I was a child that had got dressed up for dinner. On their first date, she claimed Brand asked her as soon as they met to confirm she was definitely 16, saying, "I don't give a F if you're 12. I need to know where I stand." During the earlier stages of their relationship, Alice said Brand was very charming and attentive, but then the first time they were intimate, he was very much on the idea that, oh my god, you're my baby, you're my little doll, you're a child. She claims there was a large mirror on the wall, and she remembers during intimacy he raised his arms above his head like this power stance, like he was conquering something. Over the following weeks, Brand referred to her as the child, asking her to read Lolita and coached her on what to say to her parents when he wanted to see her. This is a significant amount of grooming, guys. This is what we call grooming. Alice says he suggested how she could deceive her parents into allowing her to visit him and claimed that he gave her scripts on how to lie. She also alleges that he told her not to trust her friends and that they would all be looking to make money from it. Russell engaged in the behaviors of a groomer, looking back, but I didn't know what that was, what that looked like. Alice recalls that Brand told her never to send him images, and she believed that was because of her age. Alice accused Brand of being controlling. She said that he once ran a bath for her and demanded that she stay in it while he went out for about an hour. Another time, Alice alleges that Brand removed, the condom. Whilst he invited her over on his 31st birthday, Alice's mother insisted on driving there to try and stop, and that's what parents do. When your child is being groomed, you try to interfere, but you feel helpless and you can't do anything about it. During the end of the relationship, she says that, he harmed her again and forced up against the headboard, and she had to end up punching him to try and get away. The relationship ended when Brand invited her over one day and there was somebody else also in the bedroom. Alice has decided to speak out because she now believes that she was too young to be able to consent to a relationship with an adult man, and that the laws should be changed to protect those under 18. I absolutely agree, and I'm shocked that it's not like that anyhow. During the early years of Brand's TV career as a Channel 4 presenter, there were repeated incidents raised about interactions with young women whilst working for them. TV researchers and runners who work on Channel 4 during this period alleged that Brand would get staff to approach young female audience members so he could meet them after filming. Once again, runners are involved. Matthew McGreevy, Philip Schofield, not far off that in any capacity. Two former crew members working on Big Brother's A Live spin-off claimed that this made them feel like they were working as a pimp for Brand. Another claims there were occasions she had to collect Brand from a hotel room and he appeared in his underwear and suggested having a quickie, and she could not tell if he was joking or not. Another runner called Rachel, who was 24 at the time, says she once walked into Brand's dressing room and claims he flashed her as well, and also wanted some kind of oral stuff. She says Brand continued to pursue her and sometimes asked her to visit his flat. A researcher claims Brand's behavior whilst working on Big Brother was reported to production managers at Endemol, the company commissioned by Channel 4 to produce the shows. They allege they complained about Brand's pursuing audience members, but claims that their concerns were dismissed. This is where it gets techie. This is where it gets very, very frustrating. The researcher remembers being told by a talent manager, "It's what happens with the talent. Boys will be boys. It's not a big deal." This is not what Channel 4 wants, guys. They are being lumbered into this right with ITV and BBC, especially with Big Brother launching next month. A spokesperson for Banjay UK, which bought Endemol, said it reviewed files and corresponded and could find no records about issues when it comes to Russell Brand. Guys, there are so many stories. So many stories of multiple women who've come forth, and clearly it's now being referred to as an agenda. He grabbed my underwear, I'm telling him to get off. All of these women talking about how he would glaze over them, flash, ask for stuff. It very much sounds like Jimmy Savile to me, and how he would do a lot of stuff with people presenting and grope them and etc. It's very off, and for somebody who has these addictions, it's not far-fetched, guys, in any capacity. And now, of course, rebranding as a wellness individual. Whilst people can change, these are significant allegations and they should be treated as such. Point blank period. Point blank period. Do let me know your thoughts are when it comes to this, guys. I will link the article in the bio below. It's got extensive reports of so many different stories of victims, alleged victims, who've come forward. My concern especially is the one who is 16 as well, and the fact that he's been accused of R-word, he's accused of grooming, significant stuff, and he's come to deny it and profess it as an agenda. Protect the children, especially when it comes to grooming, and the fact to protect women in general, especially when it comes to these sets, and the fact that behavior was reported, nothing took place. and all of this is coming out now. There was one woman, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, who wrote in her book about Russel being XYZ, and that he was being XYZ, and that he was doing XYZ. So this is not brand new information. And we all saw that video when he randomly decided to divorce Katy Perry and she broke down in tears. So there are correlations. You can connect the dots here to this story. My guess is this whole scandal that is erupting when it comes to Russel Brand is only about to begin, and a lot more information is about to come out. This is a very, very damaging article to him. And if you go and even onto his channel, a lot of people are defending him. And I'm just like, this guy is being accused by multiple women. Multiple. People also on runners and like, how many people do you have to speak out for somebody to actually be like, wait a minute? This is absolutely insane. Do let me know your thoughts on when it comes to this, and subscribe to the channel, guys. Click that button for daily and consistent content. I would appreciate it. Subscribe. It's just one click, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.